Welcome back. Today we're talking about why it feels like when a narcissist discards you, and sometimes even when you discard them, why it feels like they're going to make it work with the new supply or the next person. Why does it feel like it's going to work out with them and you're going to lose out on something from the narcissist? A lot of people, this is what holds a lot of people in limbo, to be honest. This is what stagnates the decision to push forward. And I think it's an important topic to speak upon because so many do get stuck in this point when they're going through it. People wonder, are they going to make everything happen and work with this new person that you was, pleading for them to get right with you? Because the narcissists, they're going to portray and paint the picture when they do get with this new supply that they finally found someone who gets them. They finally found someone who understands them. They finally found the right person who they can get along with. They're going to tell you all of these things. Now, again, you have no idea of what's going on in this situation between the narcissist and whoever they're with, right? But at the same token, the narcissist is telling you all of these things, and you're hearing about it. They're seeming like, oh, they're good, they're together. Everything is what the narcissist is saying. You're interpreting that as the truth. There's some motives behind this, though, that you have to look a little bit deeper in. Narcissists are very good at manipulating the minds of those who are, dealing with them, altering your perception, throwing your perception off so that you can't readily pick up with your senses of what exactly is going on. You have to be aware that the pettiness of narcissists is like 10 times the amount of a normal person's pettiness. So most of the things they're going to do is just to get a rise out of you. Okay? A lot of this is done, and sometimes they stay the course with a person just to get under your skin. They don't even want to be over there, but they need to have the image consistent with them being happy, with them having the one-up over you. Remember, narcissists operate in a one-up situation. They don't know how to let things die, right? They're relentless. They're gonna tit for tat, right? They have to be the one to get the last word in, last say in, whatever. So when they're in these situations with a new supply, they want to prove to you that you did mess up, that you did make a mistake. And even if it means they have to be involved with a person or a situation that is not even good for them, that's bad, they will do it. You have to understand this point. They will stick in a situation that is absolutely bad and terrible just for the sake of still holding the image of having that win, that victory over you, tearing you down. As long as they know, and if they feel that it's breaking you, that it's really hurting you or getting to you mentally, they'll do it. It's not because this new supply is so wonderful and magnificent and amazing. It's not because of that. I told y'all there's a duality with narcissists. You can never look straight on at them. There's always an alternative scheme, motive, etc. behind it. So when people see this, they're thinking and being in their heads like, well, dang, they must have finally found someone. I mean, the narcissists I know, they're still with somebody. Well, you got to understand, how did it end? Because narcissists, if they feel like you really gave them a narcissistic injury by, let's say you got tired of the way that they were being around you, they weren't driven, they weren't motivated, they were lazy, or you kept catching them cheating, or something like that. They're going to try to, when you finally had enough, or when they discard you, move on, they're going to try to show you that all these things that you had issues with, guess what? I'm not having them over here. They want you to believe that it was you. They want you to hold the weight of a failed situation. They want you to hold that emotional baggage of that, to feel like you're the cause that it failed, because guess what? They moved on. They got married. They had kids, right? If that's the case, they want you to look at it as like it had to be you, because they wouldn't have gotten that far with someone else. But here's the thing. When you're dealing with somebody who is operating under psychosis, you cannot rationalize how a crazy person would do and handle something versus a normal, rational-minded person. Two different things, two different levels. A crazy person gets into another situation, gets married, has kids, starts a family, and is out of their minds while doing it. And the new person is unaware. Unaware. All right? The new person's unaware. But the major thing that you look for in the situation is that the pathology, the repetitive pattern of the narcissist constantly, continuously repeating the same thing over and over, into it with multiple different people at numerous times. That's a consistent with these individuals, right? So because of that, and this is what I try to really, try to drive into the minds of people, is that behavior pattern, it's not going to change. If you understand this disorder, you would be confident in knowing, if you really feel that you're dealing with a narcissist, and some of you swear by it, then you have to understand their demise will come at some point. It's not if, it's when it does. They can only stay afloat for so long. Because of their nature and how they are, they're going to be the catalyst of their own debacle. Even in the next situation, they will get figured out. You just don't have a front row seat in that instance. You don't have a front row seat, but there's things that's going on. There's things that's happening with the narcissist, because the behavioral pattern of all cluster B disorder personalities, they transpire in the same way. And it's something that people, if you really feel that you've dealt with a narcissist, you can be assured of this. If you really truly believe that they were a narcissist, then you should be confident, outside of the field of vision that you have to look into another situation with them. You should be confident that what is going on is it's a sham, it's a scam, it's not real. They're only doing it and staying in a situation to primarily get at you, to prove a point to, and because this new supply doesn't know anything about them. And they just like remake themselves over again and again with new people. They have to have new people around. They have to have a continuum of new sources around, or they won't survive. And because of this, within that whole, situation of how they operate, they're going to constantly keep seeking and moving from one source to the next source to the next source to the next source. Even no matter how much it looks like when you see them with this person and they're telling you, oh, they're happy. And this, most of you, I'm going to be honest, most of you, this is in the beginning. You haven't even really had a good year in or out from being with the narcissist to say how things are truly going, to give it time for all of the issues that go with that disorder to begin to unfold in the new situations that they involve themselves in. Most of you haven't even had that length of period of time. By 2 years, 3 years, if they do manage to be in any other situation, from my reference point, it's about 3 years at max before it's either gonna break or they have someone who is really the person that they're with is maybe has something wrong with them to where they can't pick it up, or they just have some issues with them overall. But typically people are going to maneuver, especially today with the amount of information and things to look into to know if you're dealing with a narcissist. Those things are easily presented presented to people who are looking for that information. But nonetheless, the appearance from the reality is, it's two different things. It can look like one thing, but the reality of it is totally different when they're with these other people, when they're with these other sources of supply. You might feel and believe that everything is going well because you're listening to what the narcissist says. There's been someone many a times I heard on here, if their lips are moving, they're lying. If their lips are moving, they're lying. That's the one thing most of you take in so much to heart, what a narcissist has spoken to you, what they have told you, what you take all of it in. They're lying constantly. The lies does not stop. So again, I say to you, if you really feel and believe you are dealing and we're dealing with a narcissist, you shouldn't be a shadow of doubt in your mind that all of this is just BS. The first thing that should be shut off and really enforced is the belief in the narcissist. From the moment you at least feel that you've discovered that they are, you have to stop believing everything. Nothing that comes out their mouth should be taken with credibility. Therefore, when they're telling you all this stuff is going good in the next situation, you should already understand what that is. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it right there. Appreciate y'all for listening. Make sure to give a like, share, subscribe, book a one-on-one if you want to. If you need one, click the link in the description box. Till next time, everybody, have a good one.